What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bridger Rogers. Today I'm gonna literally pull back the curtains and show you a behind the scenes coaching session with one of my students, GT, here in my office in the Bridging the Gap headquarters here in Scottsdale, Arizona. You're gonna wanna pay close attention, pull out a notepad, piece of paper, because I'm not holding back. I'm giving exactly, specifically, step by step, what it takes to become a top 1% setter in the world, in the online world of high ticket and freedom closing. So if you ever wondered what it's like to actually have a conversation as a setter, we literally record the entire thing and I give him feedback at the end. You're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video because I've got some special announcements that I wanna share with you.
How important is it to be like kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to sales? Like how important is it to know how to cold call, how to DM set, how to close, and everything like that?
I mean, I don't know if you need to be a jack of all trades because that means you're a master of none. I'm not the best at outbound prospecting. I'm not the best at DM setting, and I don't need to be. I've made millions of dollars doing that, doing phone setting and closing. Research shows specialists get paid at least 30 or 40% more than generalists. A general doctor versus a specialist doctor will make 30 to 40% more. It's the same in almost every single industry.
Do you feel like Bridger really cares?
Genuinely. Otherwise I wouldn't be here with him, that's for sure. And otherwise I wouldn't be staying in his office.
Yeah, he's literally staying, you can see right here, we got the Murphy bed, and we're letting him stay here. This is how much, I mean, I was a little worried. I was like, dude, I don't know if GT's gonna like murder me in my sleep, dude. Like, I'm taking a risk out here, guys.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
I mean, so when that deal goes through, what will you make commission-wise?
250.
250 bucks. Guys, we're not even sitting here for more than an hour. This set's gonna go through on Monday. I would put money on it that set's gonna close, and he just made $250. Where do you feel like you need the most help, or where do you feel like me listening to some of your calls, like I'm gonna be able to help you really go to the next level?
I think build the gap, man.
Focus on building the gap more? Perfect. Let's focus on that. Done.
Sounds good.
What does that mean, Bridger, building the gap?
So listen, right, I run a company called Bridging the Gap, okay? But in order to bridge the gap, you need to have a gap. And to have a gap, you need to widen the gap, and really build the gap means that you're establishing 3 points on a imaginary map. Where they are, point A, where they wanna be, point C, and what's stopping them from getting there, point B, okay? And so the way I think about it is if you can clearly articulate where they are, where they wanna be, what's stopping them from getting there, then you can then offer your product or service in a way that makes sense to the prospect and makes it a no-brainer for them to move forward, just like when I pitched GT, right? No-brainer, ready to go.
Okay, just like for some context, so this is a mastermind for the clothing brand influencer that I was talking about. We have probably like 2 spots left, so this is probably gonna be like one of my last calls.
Boom. Let's get the dial in now.
Sounds good?
All right, let's do it.
Wiz, how's it going, my man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. It's just GT with Caprice's team. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Yeah, the reason for the call is just, I saw your application and you requested some more info about, joining his mastermind, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, tell me more, man. Like, what made you decide to fill out the form?
You said what made me reach out?
Yeah. What made you, check out and request some more info in the first place?
I'm just trying to take my brand to the next level. I feel like I can soak in a lot of information from that class type.
Awesome. We can definitely dive deeper into, how all that works and how we're going to help you. Let me just ask you a couple of questions because I'm not sure if you've seen like Caprice's story yet, right? Like the 20 spots are taken. So he's only opening like maybe like 2 or 3 more spots. So I'll just ask you a couple of questions, to get an idea like if you're the right fit. And then from there, I might offer, opportunities that might make a lot of sense, if that sounds good for you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, awesome. Just for some context, Wiz, like how long have you been running your business for?
3 years.
3 years, okay. Have you tried any like mentorship or courses throughout those 3 years?
Nah, I just trial and error, soaking the information.
Okay, gotcha. Well, in that case, I'm curious, man, like what made you decide to seek for mentorship or guidance now rather than just like continuing doing this by yourself?
I mean, because I know my brain is doing pretty good, but I know it'll like be on the elite level. And I know I can probably get some information from him or Kayla or someone at their class that could probably take it up to that next level.
Gotcha.
I feel like I'm on the brink of like breaking through. because I got some viral products. I'm just not like promoting them right and things like that.
Okay. What do you feel like is holding you back then from like reaching that elite level like you mentioned?
Probably advertising and marketing.
Gotcha. All right, awesome. What about, because there are so many influencers out there, right? Like what about Capri specifically resonates with you?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Yeah, so there are so many influencers out there, especially in like the clothing brand industry, right? Like what about Capri specifically resonates with you?
Caprice, his approaches is different, and like his results. Like a lot of clothing brands don't got them type of results, especially not so early. And then his aesthetic and his brand is like kind of similar to mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I just I just wanted to reach out to him because he's
Right.
like kind of in the same field.
Gotcha. Awesome. The next thing I want to touch on, Wiz, is kind of like people's mindset and motivation. I think that's super important, especially when, you know, choosing people for the program as well. Like, I want to understand like why you even got into this space, right? Like, what's the actual motivation beneath like all the, you know, time, money, location, freedom? I'm not sure if you want to take care of your family, build generational wealth, but like, kind of count me in on like, what's your big why, man?
My big why. I mean, when I started out, I was just really into clothes. But like as I got into it, I realized how big it can be and like what I can do in it with it. I mean, of course I take care of my family with it, but it's like I want to build a empire. I want to stores all across the country. I already got sales outside the country, so I know the impact is there. But like I want stores and I want to do fashion shows, all type of stuff.
Okay, awesome. Now we got that why there, which is always important, especially when running a business, because you always got to look at that to stay persistent and consistent, right? I want to understand, and I want to like actually like set actionable timeline with you, because I want to make sure that if you do get accepted, Caprice knows exactly where you are and what you're striving towards, so that, you know, we can break it down month by month and figure out like a roadmap on how to get there, right? Because the biggest thing for us is to get there as fast as possible, and that's the whole, I guess, like purpose of having a mentor, learning from someone who's been there, done that. So 6 months from now, that's gonna be November, Wiz. Where do you wanna be? I want you to base your, I guess, like vision based on like 3 criteria. Number 1, I want you to think about how much money do you see yourself earning per month. Number 2, I want you to think about how much you wanna have saved up. And number 3, where do you wanna be living? And be specific as possible. If you have a place or like a specific apartment, go ahead and, you know, I'll give you 30 seconds, or maybe you already thought about that.
All right.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right, shoot it, man.
All right, 6 months. I want to be making $1,000 a day, so which is $30,000 a month.
Gotcha.
And I want to be living downtown Buckhead, Atlanta. I already look at the apartments and stuff. I already got
Nice.
everywhere I want to live. Yeah.
Awesome.
What was the last part of the
Yeah.
question?
So how much you want to have saved up in your bank account in like the next 6 months, or let's say like by the end of 2024?
Next 6 months, I'll say 85,000.
85K. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so I know, and just so I can best customize that game plan for you, if you do, you know, join the mastermind, and that way I can guide you in the best direction. Like, where are you at relatively right now, from making like 30K per month and having, you know, 85K saved up? Like, where are you at right now?
All right. Right now, I'm not running no ads, and I'm making 10 to 15K, like no less than 10.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I'm consistent with 10.
Okay.
Around that area.
Gotcha. And what about like, how far are you from like having 85K saved up, so I can best like help you?
I got about 42K.
42K. Cool. Awesome. That 30K goal, I definitely think is doable, especially, are you running this full time?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, gotcha. With that like full time in place, I would stretch that goal a little bit, because I don't want you to aim lower than you're capable of. Because if you aim at like 30K, that's ultimately what you're gonna get. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I think the last thing I want to touch on is like, Caprice is only taking 2 or 3 more people, right? The 20 spots are like taken. So I want to hear from you, Wiz, like personally, in your own opinion, like why would you say you're a coachable student, man? Because that's the key at the end of the day to like a mentee or mentor relationship, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm coachable because even if my way is working, I'm open to more ways and new innovations to do things. Like, I always know my way is not always the best way to do it. I'm very like open-minded.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And I soak in information like a sponge. And I learn very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So do you feel like now it's time to like draw a line in the sand and really commit to, you know, learning from the best, or how do you feel?
Oh yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
Okay, gotcha. So look, based on, go ahead.
Cause I feel like in my area, I'm definitely like the top, but like in my area, it's not saying much because I'm from South Carolina. So like, I want to learn from the top, like in the whole industry type.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
let's say this, like, let's say you join the mastermind, let's say you already get coached by Caprice, and you know how you mentioned to me that your biggest bottleneck is the advertisement? Let's say you get that dialed in, how would that impact your business right now? Like, how do you feel like where you're at right now, or how would it impact your business moving forward?
Where if I ran ads,
Yeah, if you got that all dialed in.
I feel like if I ran ads, the sky's the limit, honestly. Because I feel like my reach is already crazy. I'm not running ads at all. I'm just posting consistently.
Gotcha. Awesome. Look, I'm more than willing to connect you with Caprice's right-hand guy directly, to be honest with you, because I know that you can absolutely crush it. You already have 3 years of experience, if I remember correctly, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So I'll connect you with him. I'll put in a good word for you as well, actually. And he's going to walk you through what the mastermind consists of, Wiz, and what you're going to get after the mastermind as well, because you don't only get the mastermind, you also get a one-on-one personal mentorship with Caprice himself. And then he's going to see if you're ready to get personally mentored by him, join his mastermind so that you can get to, 30K plus in 6 months from now. Is that something you'd be open to?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, awesome. Let me pull up his calendar actually, so we can book that time for you. What time zone are you in?
Easter.
Cool. So it's like what's that called? Like 5:36 for you right now?
Yeah, on that.
Okay, cool. Okay, Monday, let's do Monday.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, morning or afternoon?
Morning works better.
Okay, just know, you used Zoom before, right, Wiz?
Yeah.
Okay, just know it's not going to be a phone call like this one. It's going to be a 30-minute Zoom call. So morning, I have like 9 a.m. or 11:30 a.m. You tell me.
9 a.m. works.
Okay, gotcha. You mind shooting me your email real quick in our text message, please?
Yeah, I got you.
There's a B after Foy. I just want to make sure. Is that correct?
You said B as in boy at the end?
Like Wiz Foy B. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
For sure.
All right, I just sent you a calendar invite to your email. Let me know if you got it. It should be from Michael. Check your spam as well. It might be in there.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Do you see that part, Wiz, where it says like yes, no, maybe?
Yes, no, maybe.
There should
That's
be.
it.
All right, cool. Would you mind accepting that so that way Mike knows on his end that it's confirmed? Because that way he doesn't cancel you.
All right.
I mean, like, is there any reason why you wouldn't be able to make that call on Monday at 9 a.m.?
Monday, nah, no reason.
Okay, 100%?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, cool. I'll let Mike know about you as well. I'll put in a good word because we only have 2 spots left. But if you have any questions, if you have any issues with, the Zoom link or whatnot, just shoot me a message. You have my personal cell. Sounds good?
All right, that sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, no worries, man. You have a nice day, Wiz.
All right, you too.
Yeah, see you.
Easy peasy.
Maybe.
A day's work. So
42K saved up. That guy's financially qualified,
that's
bro.
a fat lead right there. What do you sell the mastermind for?
5K.
It's only 5K? This is a no-brainer. I mean, so when that deal goes through, what will you make commission-wise?
250.
$250. Guys, we're not even sitting here for more than an hour. This set's going to go through on Monday. I would put money on it that set's going to close, and he just made $250. Right? There are people that literally spend 10 to 12 hours a day driving Uber 2 days in a row just to make that money. That's the power of what we teach here. So, I mean, dude, is well done. So, you want me to give you, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a breakdown on the 6 core components of a setter call. There's 6 core components that I look at when I'm coaching one of my students. And it's really important that, you understand and master each of these before you move on to closer. Because that's your goal, right? Eventually you want to become a closer. You want to get to the place where you're making 10, 20, 30,000. And so this is the step-by-step process.
Do you mind me turning on my computer so I can take notes?
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
All right, shoot it.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the 6 core components of a setter call. I'm going to rank each one at the end. I'm going to give you a scale on 1 to 10 how you did. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so The intro was solid. It was straight to the point. I liked how you got straight into it, right? It kept him on his toes. I think it could have been a little bit smoother. I think you could have built a little bit more rapport. It's really not a big deal though, because a lot of people think rapport is, finding out what team the guy supports for NFL or NBA. Like, it doesn't matter, right? The rapport is alignment in the goals you're going to accomplish and help them accomplish together. So you did a good job there. I think it could have just been a little bit more personable. It sounded a little bit nervous in the tonality. You were kind of a little shaky at the beginning. Is that accurate assessment?
Yep.
Okay, so a little shaky tonality, but as you got into it, you got a little bit warmed up. There's obviously a lot of cameras around, so I get it. I loved the frame. That was solid, dude. That was a 10 out of 10 frame. I loved how you just jumped straight into it. You controlled the entire call, which is what I like to see. You were leading questions. And then I also liked one of the things that you did really, really well at that a lot of beginner sales reps don't do is that they don't take the information throughout the call, weave it back into the questions that you're asking. You continually weaved in, oh, you've been doing this for 3 years. Oh, you said you're at 10K a month. Oh, you want to get to 30, right? And so I think that was really well done because then it shows that you're listening and people buy from people that they know care about them, right? And if you listen to somebody, that demonstrates that you care about them. Okay, so intro was probably 7.5 out of 10. Frame, I think it was 10 out of 10. Discovery, you were at about, I would say, an 8 out of 10. Let me tell you what you could have done better. So we don't know if this guy has a business partner.
Yep.
That could be a huge bottleneck, right? Him having a business partner and then saying, hey, I need to go talk to my business partner or my wife. What's up, guys? It's Bridger. I hope you're enjoying the training. Hey, quick intermission here. If you're interested in this type of coaching to learn a skill set to make 6 figures per year online, click out the free training down below. It's going to walk you through exactly how this business model works and how you can get started with it in as little as 30 days. Okay, there's also going to be an application to work directly with me if it's something you're interested in. And without further ado, let's get back to the video. Now the deal doesn't go through on that first call. Closer's got a headache to take care of. Mm-hmm. So I would have asked him, hey, and is there anybody, do you have any other business partners? Do you own the company? Oh, you own the company 100%? And are you, single, married? Do you run the company with your wife, spouse? Oh, okay. Oh, you're married? Okay, awesome. Is she involved in the business in any way? Oh, she's not. Okay, what does she do for work? Right? So you're just starting to understand the dynamics of that relationship so that you could ask, okay, gotcha. And if we did decide to accept you into, what's the guy's name? Caprice Mastermind, and then you get into that question, right? If I was to let you in, right, is this a decision that you'd want to run by her, or is this something you're 100% comfortable making on your own? Do you typically make larger financial or business decisions on your own, or do you consult with her? Oh, you do consult with her? Okay, let's make sure she can be on the call. Gotcha. Right? So that was one of the things, because there's 5 buying pillars that I teach in my program, right? Do you know what they are off the top of your head?
I think so.
Okay, hit it.
So there's partner, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Time and urgency. Trust.
Yep.
Gap.
Yep.
And 5th one is finance.
There you go, bro. So those are the 5 buying pillars, right? Timing and urgency, money, gap, decision maker or partner, and then trust, right? And so you missed one of them, so I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10 on that.
Gotcha.
Other than that, though, one of the things I really liked what you did is that you took his goal of $30,000 a month, and because he's already at 10, you expanded that, right? So now he's like, okay, wow, immediately he's gonna think okay, these people can already get me to 30, and they think I can get further. I'm sold, right? And you did a good job with the tonality leading through that, and then so that was that discovery, and then you did a fantastic job on the coaching button down and really tying that in, right? You asked some qualifying questions on the actual coaching part, right? Are you coachable, etc. I really liked that. And so I would say overall coaching button down and transitioning into the call, framing the call. There was a couple things you could have done better, and I'll tell you what, one of them is really hyping up that right-hand guy a little bit more, right? I think you did a good job, right? He's the right-hand guy. Give him a little bit of context. I don't know if you know a lot about the guy, but he's worked closely with Caprice over, 6 years, etc. He's really the gatekeeper, right? So it's going to be really important that you show up to this call dressed to impress, right? Because he's going to be the one, ultimately deciding if he's going to let you in or not. And if he is, then he's going to walk you through all the next steps. I think also you could have explained a little bit more what that call will be like. So he's going to ask you some questions. He's going to make sure you're a good fit. He's going to explain what the program is, and at the end, we'll invite you in. So to kind of just future pacing that call, so they're already starting to build that vision of them buying and moving towards that buying state. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then, so that would be 8 out of 10 as well. And then The homework, I don't know if you assign any, I don't know if there's any homework. I don't think there's any homework
Yeah.
for a mastermind. So that's fine. And then I did like the tie down, right? You asked him, you made sure he had it in his email, which is good. You made sure he's got Zoom downloaded. The only thing you didn't do is ask him where he was going to be. So I would have said, where are you going to be at the time of the call? Make sure you're in front of a laptop, you're at home, you're ready to rock and roll. And then you could even, if you really wanted to make sure that he was not going to no-show, is there anything you have prior to that appointment that could possibly run long, just to make sure we have enough buffer? Like, that's another good question. Oh, I was running late on a call, right? Because then it throws off the closer's schedule.
Gotcha.
But overall, that was probably a 9 out of 10. So kind of adding all of this up, right? I would say a solid 8.5 out of 10. Very solid. I think this will close, right? There's obviously a couple things you could have done better, but likely, based on that guy's energy and me just being in sales a long time, as long as the closer's not a complete idiot, then you're probably gonna close that deal and make $250, man. Well done.
Thanks.
Great job, bro.
Great feedback. Thank you for the feedback, man. It was super helpful.
Absolutely, man. Do you have any questions on that? What questions do you have on that?
How about the future pace? Meaning like future pacing the next call.
What about like how to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, so you say, so if I'm able to find some time on, XYZ person's calendar, would you like me to walk you through exactly how the call's going to go? Sure. And then they say, sure. So, what you're going to do, you're going to hop on Zoom, you're going to log in, you're going to see, I would explain like what the guy looks like. You're going to see, whatever his name, Mario, he's going to be, in his shirt, all jacked up. You're going to see, a couple flowers. And I would just paint the picture, because the more visceral that you can really start to future pace him, the more he's already there, the more, because people gravitate towards that which they're most familiar with, right? So if you make it more familiar, you already know what he's getting into, right? His mind's going to gravitate towards that. It's going to increase the show rate. And then you just walk him through the call. So you're going to get on the call. He's going to ask you a couple questions to make sure you're a good enough fit. At the end, he might invite you in and explain a little bit more about the program. So make sure you have questions written down. There'll be a spot to answer questions about the mastermind. And then from there, he'll walk you through the onboarding, and we'll get you rocking and rolling with Caprice. And then it's kind of like you're pre-closing for him,
Gotcha. That's what Bridger says. That's ninja level stuff. That's crazy. No one tells you this. Who says future pace the next call? I've never heard this before.
This is why they pay me the big bucks.
Bridging the gap, huh?
It's bridging the gap, dude.
Bridge the gap.
Sales team. This is literally walking proof that my training works, and it works very well. And it, I can, like, everywhere we go, oh, this is one of my students, this is one of my, and so anybody that's watching this right now is like, oh, is this a scam? Like, I don't know. Like, are you just gonna take my money and disappear? Like, this guy's in my home, okay? So no, I'm not going to do that. But there are people that do, and I understand why people have been burned in the past, and it's unfortunate. But you just need to do your research. Like, just Google me, right? Like, that's what you did. You Googled me, you saw that I've worked with all these people, and it's very simple. Don't ever hire a mentor that doesn't have a good track record, right? And also that hasn't been able to create the success for other people, right? Being good at something is different than being able to be good at teaching that thing, right? There's some sales reps that are killer salespeople, but when you put them in sales leadership roles, they suck. Because inherently sales is a selfish role, and sales leadership is a very like selfless role. And so that's why the transfer between closer and sales leader has to be not a transfer of skill set, but of internal personal development.
Love it. It's massive value right there.
Fire.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, listen. I know you're enjoying this. I want to take a minute here, because some of you watching this, like, you've seen enough to make a decision. This is what you want to do. You want to start making $200, $300, $400, $500, $1,000 a day. I've done $50,000 days, okay? And if you want to work with me, the best way to do that is I have a course right now, and it's just $3, literally less than the price of a Starbucks. I get you enough information to learn what this is, how to get started, and then I give you a free coaching call right at the beginning, one-on-one with Coach David. Like GT said, one of the most valuable calls he's had. Immediately increased his sales when he was getting on the phones. And so I want to encourage you to go hit the link in the description here and go grab that product. Go grab that product, go through it, get on a call with one of my team members, David, and then if we feel like you're a good enough fit, then we may offer you an opportunity to work closely with me. And if you crush it, there's incentives to come down and spend time with me here in Scottsdale, be on the Bridging the Gap podcast, What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed an entire behind the scenes look at what it's like to work one-on-one with me in my coaching program. If you ever wondered how to get involved with that, first link in the description. I'm taking a handful of spots to work directly with me. This is not scalable, okay? I can only work with a certain number of people like I do with GT. So check out the first link in the description if you want to learn the same skill set on how my students are making 6 figures per year remotely as freedom closers. Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I highly encourage you to do so. We drop videos every single week on how to bridge the gap and live your best life in one area or another, specifically around sales, making money, mindset, and also fitness is also another passion of mine that I share based on my background working with Kino Body, Grego Gallagher. And if you want another video, I put together this training. This is actually one of my mastermind talks that I did at one of my buddies, Jack McCall's mastermind. Super valuable talk. I walk you through exactly step-by-step how I teach my students my Bridging the Gap selling system. Go check it out, and I'll see you guys over there.